All right, and we are live. Just want to make sure everything's looking right, sounding right. Um, yeah, everything looks like it's working correctly. Hang on a second, that's weird. What is that? Okay, well, so today we're going to be going over some new letters. Last week, the letters that we went over, let me go ahead and get in here. And I have been talking to a couple of people that have been watching, and they let me know. Hang on, Alt-Shift. They have let me know that when I write, you cannot see what I am doing as I'm doing it. So I appreciate the feedback. So now I can fix that. So these were the letters we went over last time. So the first letter was Dod, makes a D sound. Sod, which makes a S sound. It's a deeper S. And then you have Tha, which is just a softer TH. Which, so for both of these, we're going to be going over a couple of their, not sister letters, but letters that are going to sound very similar to an English speaker. I apologize. I just had dinner, so my stomach's kind of going crazy. So Dod and Dal, which we're going to go over today, they both make D sounds. This is a deeper D. This is a softer D, and I'll repeat that. And then Sod, Tha, Qaf, Qaf, Fa, Ghain, which makes a ra sound. It's not a cha, it's a ra. So the best way I can describe it is a GH, which we've gone over. And then you have ayin, and then you have ha. So that's a softer H. Noon, which is a na. Meme, which makes an M sound. Same exact thing as in English. And then you have a kaf, which makes a K sound. So that's just a K, ka. So let's go ahead and get rid of these, and we will get started on the letters we are working on today. So you might notice towards the left, so right up here, you've got some letters. Well, they don't even look like letters. They look like little, I don't even know, little marks. So we're going to go over those today. We're not going to fully go into diacritics. However, I'm going to start introducing you to the basic diacritics, I'll explain further in a minute. Second off, I'm going to be looking at my phone to make sure I don't miss any comments or anything. There's no one in right now, but I don't want to not pay attention and miss something. So the first letter we're going to go over today is the Dal, which the Dal by itself looks like this. It does not connect to the... so from right to left, it does not connect to the left. However, if we put a ba here, you can see that the B connects to the D like that. The Dal is written pretty simply. Let's go ahead and, like I said, now I know you can't see it as I'm doing it, so I'm just going to draw it out, and then I will walk you through it. So you start from the top, you come back down. If you're coming towards it, you're going to come at the line, and you're going to come at the line, you're going to go up, back down, and then stop, skip to the next letter. So that is a Dal, makes a D sound. It is not a, I guess you would describe it as a soft D. It's not a D, it's a D. So I hope that's not too confusing. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. Next, the letter that we are going to go over is its sister letter. It is a Thal. Ooh. Thal, which is a the sound. So it's not a th like you saw before with the tha. It is a the sound. So the. So thal is written the same exact way as the dal. So that's pretty simple. It does not connect from right to left. However, it does connect. No. So it can be connected to from the right, does not connect to the left. I guess that's the best way I can say that. So that is the Thal. pretty simple for the most part. The next letter we're going to have is a t. So it is a t. This is kind of a funny looking letter, just because I don't know, you get so used to the letters that go across the line up and then keep going, and then they have dots above or dots below. But as for the t and the, it's just different. So let's go ahead and I will show you. So when you're writing a ta, and this goes for the as well, you're going to come in from the right towards the ta. You're going to stop. This is what I always do. So I start at the top, go down, do the circle, and then continue with the word. So you'll stop right about here, go to the top of the letter, come back down, and do a half circle or a full circle. And then it's not even really a circle. I guess that kind of looks like a tooth. But it kind of looks like the sod, but it's got like this tail up here. So it's got the same kind of shape as the sod and the dod, but it's got this tail up here, and then it continues on. I call it the vacuum T, just because it looks kind of like a vacuum, because there are two different T's, so ta, ta. And then for a the, so the way this connects, let's go actually, before I go on to the, so the ta connects from every direction by itself. It looks like this, and then connected, it's just going to be like this. And as you can see, it can kind of look a little bit weird, just because like, how do you write this letter? But the way that I do it is, like I said, I just do I stop here, I begin with the circle, do the full, or I'm sorry, I start at the top, go down, do the circle, continue on. And it's kind of the best way to get a flow with this letter. It's not perfect, but you'll get used to it. You get pretty fast. And so that's going to be the same for the the. I'm going to show you that real quick. So same exact thing. It just has a dot above, and the is not the same as a thal. So a thal is kind of the medium between a th and a the. So you've got a th, thal, and then the. And I hope that's coming over the microphone a little bit better than it sounds to me right now. It takes a little while to get used to the difference between these letters, but after a while you will be able to recognize how they sound. So that is the, and then you saw the thou already, and those are, they kind of sound alike. This one's supposed to be the deeper one, so the. And then this one is a thal. So the next letter, let's go ahead and go into that one, is going to be a z. So, whoops. There we go. So it does not connect. So it's kind of like an R, which, yeah, actually I haven't taught you that yet. So, so the way that it is written is, let me show you. So you're just going to come down and then put a dot, right? So if you're writing from right to left and you come this way, you're going to hit here, go up a little bit, and then down, dot. Go on to the next letter. And you can put that dot real quick because it doesn't connect from right to left. So this little space here, it's fine to jump over. So that is the Z. So z. It's just like a Z in English. Z. And actually, give me 1 second. I know it's going to seem silly, but I haven't actually referred to that letter in a minute. Hang on. Yeah, so I haven't referred to that letter in a minute, and for some reason I feel like I'm calling it the wrong thing. I'm saying Zay, but I think it's actually Z. I talk to a lot of Farsi speakers, and a lot of times they will I'll listen to what they have to say, and I get a little, I'll start to jumble stuff up. I'm watching the video right now, and it looks like it's kind of jumping around. Hang on. It's acting like it's fine here. So Zane. Okay, it's saying Zane. It's so funny, the things that you like. I don't know, you don't really think about it, and then when you get to it, you're like, whoa, wait, what is that called? So yeah, it's a Z. Z, yeah. Zane. It's a Z. How weird. Because I, like, in my head, I just think of it as a za, but I guess it is a Z. Okay, so, alright, so it's a Z. So it makes a Z sound just like in English. Nothing too crazy about it. So that is that. And then we have the wow. Oops. We have the wow, which makes a w sound or an oo sound. So I don't know if we have an equivalent in English. So if it's in the beginning of a word, it's going to start with a w, and then if it's in the middle of a word, it's going to be oo. It connects. It does not connect from the right to the left, but if you put a letter in front of it, so like that, whoops. So you can see connects. Here's the ba connecting to the wow, so that would be boo. So that's how that would work with the wow. Like I said, it makes an oo or a wa sound depending on where it's put in the word. And let's see, let's come up with a little bit of vocabulary. So the first one that's been coming to my mind as I've been doing this is going to be usted. So that means teacher, or you can have ustada. Whoops. Ustada, which means female teacher. So I'm going to actually put. No, it's not going to let me. So usted or ustada. Let me do it. Control C. Usted. So female teacher, male teacher. Notice the only difference is this letter right here, which we're not going over today, but I'm going to go over probably in the next video along with the rest of the diacritics. So that means teacher or professor. So then we can do the, let's see here. Okay, so we can do dawla. So, oops. Dawla looks like dawla. So that's state or country. So dawlat is country. Region, territory, and then let's see what else we got. What else can we do? So we've got plane. We could do plane. So ta'ira. Oops. Ta'ira. Stop it. Ta'ira. So ta'ira means plane, or you've got matar, which I know I haven't taught you all these letters yet. So you got matar, or better yet, you even got mat'am. That's not better yet, but it's different. So matar. So you've got plane, which is ta'ira. You've got restaurant, which is mat'am. You've got matar, which is airport. And if you notice, the ta, alif, ra, and then over here you've got ta, alif, and then you've got a ra over here, and then you get this in between. So they come from the same three-letter root, and that's probably going to be explained a little bit later when we move on to verbs, so I can explain it all together. By the way, I'm probably going to cut this short because I haven't really had anybody hop on. That's fine, but I don't want to decrease my view count over time. So I'm going to go over these next couple letters, and then I'm probably going to call it. So the next letter that we have is a Aleph Maksura, which literally translates to... Oh, did I... There we go. Which literally translates to broken Aleph. Oops. Alright. You will never see this ever. Not in Arabic, at least. So you can see it connects on both sides, but when it's standalone, it's just like a ya. However, this alone technically makes an sound. It's kind of a weird letter, but standalone without anything next to it, like this is a hamza without a hamza above it. It's just an I'm trying to think of a good example to show you, but you will most likely see it in a word, but it's not going to look like, it's not going to look like, oops. Oh, hang on. It does come standalone. I'm struggling a little bit on coming up with a good example. So I'm going to skip it for now, but it is technically an aleph. That's the sound it's going to make. Oh man, I'm having such a hard time coming up with a good word with Aleph Maksur in it. So we're going to move on to R, or Ra. So Ra, just like the Zay, can connect to the from the right to the left. Or I'm sorry, it will connect to the right, but not to the left. So as you can see, like here's Barab, which means nothing. But you can see it connects from this side and not on this side. And the way that this would be written is you just go down with the B, over, up a little bit, down, disconnect, and then draw the next B. So just like the Zay, just with no dot. The next letter we're going to go over is going to be the Hamza. So the Hamza, I have such a hard time finding that one. So the Hamza, when put on top of a letter, so kind of like these diacritics here, it makes a guttural stop. So so when you look at ta'ira, so let's write that again. It's like impossible to find. Ta'ira. So this right here is an Aleph Maksura with a Hamza above it. This is the Hamza. So you have a Hamza, and you can hear the sound. It makes taha. So ta'ira. So ta'ira. So it's gonna make an it kind of sound. That's the best way I can describe it. Is it's just a real quick stop. So if the Hamza is above an Aleph Maksur, it's gonna make an it. And then you also have things like if, oops, ooh, let's not do that and say we did. Nope. All right, so you have things like the Aleph with the Hamza above, which should just be an but it stops, right? So it doesn't continue. It's an and then I'm going to try to see if I can find the other ones. There we go. So that would make an I. So I. So this one can also be an U, depending. And it's replacing the Dhamma, which I will explain in a second. But so this is an A or an U, and then this is an I. So when I said usted, which means teacher, that would actually be written with this technically in front of it. It's an usted. And the Hamza is used in this manner on the Aleph Maksura, on the Aleph, and I believe that is it. Yeah, that is it. And then it can also be standalone. So there are certain words where it will be standalone at the end of a word where it's just a stop. So like I said, the Hamza is just a stop. Now the way that you write a Hamza, so let's go ahead and do that real quick, is you're just going to come up and go around. So like I said, come up, go around, and that's just going to be a Hamza. It's really sloppy, but that's how it's going to look starting out. So that is the Hamza. Like I said, it is a guttural stop. The next letter that we're going to do is a Dhamma. So these are the diacritics. There we go. All right, so that's perfect. So see this circle right here underneath the Dhamma? That is where a letter would go. So, for example, if I were to write a Ba with the Dhamma above it, it replaces that little circle with the letter. So this would be Bu. Bu. So just like the wow over here, see how it kind of looks like the wow, like it's a smaller version. So there are short vowels and long vowels, and I explained this in the first video. But the short vowels, they're just really quick. They're little marks that go above and below some of the letters, and that's how they're pronounced. Excuse me. I'm sorry. So it's going to affect how this letter is stated. So normally you won't even see the Dhamma. You would just see the Ba. But for now, we're going to teach you what both mean. So this would be Bu, Bu, Bu. And you notice it's not boo, it's Bu, Bu, Bu. So like burrito, burrito. So you don't say burrito, you say burrito, burrito. So it helps you with pronunciation to understand how these diacritics work. The next letter that we're going to have, or I'm sorry, not letter, the next diacritic, let's see if I can find it. Nope, there it is. All right, so that is a short A sound. So you've got bubat, bubat, bubat. So this would be kind of an A sound, bat, bat, bat. It's not a guttural stop, so it doesn't stop hard. It's just not going to be long. So instead of ba, it's going to be bat, 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 bat. So bubat, bubat. So this is bubat, and then we're going to put the last one, which is going to be, oops. This is going to be bubabi, which is ridiculous. But I'm trying to teach you how they look when they're next to a letter. So let's actually change this real quick. We'll make it into a bubasi. Bubasi, bubasi, bubasi. So when you say certain words and you're like, I don't understand how you know that there is a short vowel on a letter, any word. So darasa. So the word darasa, let's go ahead and take this off. So darasa is written, whoops, is written like this, but you don't actually write the diacritics, because, hang on. So it would look like this. Normally you see these diacritics in scripture. You'll see it sometimes in the news. You'll see it in signs where they're trying to portray a very specific idea, because these diacritics can actually change what a word is. So if I put, so dorisa, hang on a second, I gotta find these again. Doris, oh, it did that. So if you put something like dorisa, it would completely change the meaning behind the word. So darasa literally means he studied. So darasa, he studied. If you don't have those diacritics, it could be dorisa, it could be darasu, it could be, there's a ton of different ways that it could be pronounced, which changes the meaning, which will be explained in later classes for grammatical understanding. But for the time being, like I said, let's go ahead and put like sa. So we'll put, so su, whoops, su, sa, and then si, susasi. So as you can see right here, the Dhamma above this one makes it a su, and then you've got this over here, which makes it a, and then you've got the E, which is the Kesra. So you've got Dhamma, Feta, Kesra. They changed the sounding for these words. So let's go over some of the words that we've talked about today, starting with darasa, because we just did that. Usted, which means teacher. You've got ta'ira. Let's see if I can find this. Yep. Ta'ira. So ta'ira means plain, and then you've got matar. Whoops. Hang on one second. So matar. You've got matam, which means restaurant. So darasa. And you notice like some of these consonants right next to each other wouldn't make any sense to an English speaker, because you're like that, like mtam, like you wouldn't know what to put in between the meme and the ta. But if you do it long enough, you come to realize that there is a feta there that is just not written, that makes it matam. And this one is matar, and this one is ta'ira, this one is usted, and darasa, and there's all these diacritics that are written in between that you learn based on grammatical rules and just understanding and hearing a pattern after a while. But these are some of the words that we've gone over today. Like I said earlier, I'm calling this a little short. I hope you liked this video. I'm still going to do... Let's take a look real quick. Wow, you get to see all my crazy stuff on PowerPoint. So I'm still going to do my let's talk, let's chat, ask any questions. And basically I'm just going to talk for a second. And if anybody has any questions, this is the time to ask. Like I said, I'm cutting it a little short. I think my video is actually skipping a little bit today as well. So if you have any questions about the letters we've gone over, if you have any questions about some of the things we've talked about today, or you I don't know, just want to bring something about Arabic, or find something interesting about Arabic, you can say it. Just so you know, the text at the bottom that's scrolling across says Darastu al-lugha al-arabiyya limuda 10 sanawat. So I studied the Arabic language for a period of 10 years. So darastu, like I said before, you have those diacritics, darastu, and then you have al-lugha al-arabiyya, the language, the Arabic, limuda, for a time period, ashir, which means 10, sanawat, which means years. So I'm not actually seeing any questions, comments, or concerns, which means I am going to call it a day. I appreciate everybody that came on and watched for however long. I hope to see you again, and like I said, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.